Hello kids, welcome to our next episode of Sunday School to Go. This is our second story for March. And for March we are reading the stories of Holy Week, and it's really, they flow right into each other, one and then the next and the next, and they all put them all together, you get the whole story of Holy Week. It's a very important story. So today is part 2 of that multi-part story. And this is the story of Maundy Thursday. So Thursday of Holy Week. Maundy is a very special word, kind of an old word, but it comes from the word for commandment, the Latin word for commandment. And because on the night of Maundy Thursday, Jesus gives his disciples a new commandment, that they should love each other. But we'll get to that in a minute. Other things happen too on Maundy Thursday, so I don't want to forget that either. All right, let's go for the story. I'm reading this story from the Spark Story Bible, published by Spark House Press, also known as Augsburg Fortress. Or when it was published, it was Augsburg. Anyway, you don't need to know that. Anyway. All right, this story is called The Last Supper. Jesus knew that the time had come for him to leave this world. He wanted to share his last Passover meal together with his 12 closest friends, the disciples. Jesus loved his friends and wanted to show them his love in a very caring way. As the friends got ready for the meal, Jesus put water in a large bowl and knelt down on the floor. He wanted to wash the feet of each disciple. When it was Peter's turn, Peter said to Jesus, "You will never wash my feet." Jesus replied, "Peter, you don't understand what I am doing now, but you will later." Peter loved Jesus so much that he said, Then don't just wash my feet, but my head and my hands also." Peter wanted to be as close to Jesus as possible. As they were eating, Jesus sadly told his disciples, "Soon one of you will betray me." Do you know what betray means? It means turn him in. Like someone's going to turn Jesus in. Someone's going to, I don't know what the right word is. Someone's going to, betray is like when you trust someone and then they don't follow through on the trust, and like they break a promise to you. That's kind of what betray means. Anyway, Jesus sadly told his disciples, "Soon one of you will betray me. One of you, oh here it is, one of you will tell people who don't like me where I am so they can take me away." This upset the disciples, and each one said, "It's not me you're talking about, is it?" When Judas said this, Jesus gently replied, "Yes, Judas, you will betray me." Then Jesus picked up a loaf of bread. He blessed it and gave some to each of his friends, saying, "Take this bread and eat it. This is my body." Then Jesus picked up a cup of wine. He gave thanks and said, "Drink this. It is my blood, which I must give up so the sins of people may be forgiven." And here's a picture of what that dinner might have looked like. When the meal was over, Jesus and his friends went to a place called the Mount of Olives. Jesus said sadly, "Soon you will all leave me." Peter felt bad. "Even if all the others leave you, I won't," he said. Jesus looked at his dear friend and said quietly, "Before the sun rises, you will pretend you don't know me 3 times. Peter said, "Jesus, I love you too much to ever do that to you." And all of the other disciples said the same thing. That's the end of that part. that's the end of part 2. Now, but don't worry, of course, there's more to the story. Now, there is a special craft in your bag, your activity bag that you have, that was dropped off at your house, hopefully. There is a special craft. It's not going to look great, but it's called the Last Supper Sign Craft Kit. It kind of looks like this. And you can see there's a stained glass window in there, or a pretend one. But there's also bread in there, and I see some grapes, and I think there's a cup of wine in there too. So it is, it's like a sign that you can hang on the wall or hang somewhere to remind you about this very special meal, the last meal that Jesus had with his disciples, with his friends. So you can put that together, and as you're doing that, you can think about what it might have looked like, what it might have felt like to be at that dinner, at that supper, what it might have sounded like, what it might have tasted like. You can think about what that might have been like for the disciples and for Jesus. All right, and then join us for part 3, the next part of Holy Week, and we will see you in the next video, in the next episode of Sunday School to Go. Thanks, kids. Bye.